Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Acosta of WeAreChange.org, and yet another edition of What the Hell Really Happened, where today we are going to be going over new disturbing details surrounding, of course, Jeffrey Epstein, Acosta going down, new federal charges against R. Kelly, and Donald Trump's statements, which are definitely off the mark when it comes to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And before we do that, plus a lot more, I wanted to remind everyone that we are an independent media organization that provides you free videos every single day for you with the latest news because of your support and participation. And you can even support us without spending a single dime by using platforms that we believe in, like Brave, a Brave browser that is focused, of course, not only on your privacy, but also cryptocurrencies that you earn just by using the platform. And if you use our affiliate code, you get yourself some cryptocurrencies, and a small portion of it goes to support independent media if you use the link in the description below. A browser, by the way, that many people are messaging me and saying, hey, this is actually a lot better than Mozilla and Chrome. And I'm like, yeah, fool, you think I was lying? No, it legitimately is, in my opinion, and also something that is a win-win for you and a win-win for independent media and the fight for free speech. So definitely check out the link below. And now, holy cow, today is definitely a very big day. Some of the news being very good, some of the news not being that good. But I think one of the biggest news stories that just happened right now is the fact that Donald Trump's Labor Secretary, Alex Acosta, just resigned because of the controversy regarding billionaire pedo Jeffrey Epstein. Now, of course, this is a shock to many people, but of course not to us, because as you know, just 2 days ago, we were doing a live show of the press conference that Alex Acosta was giving regarding him giving Jeffrey Epstein the sweetheart deal of a lifetime. And we said during this press conference that Alex Acosta, didn't come off very favorably. He came off very smug. He didn't take any responsibility. He didn't show any emotions towards the victims, which they are a lot here. And we said, hey, Alex Acosta needs to resign after this press conference. He did not. He doubled down. He said he had a great relationship with Donald Trump. He said Donald Trump has been supporting him fully all throughout the way. And that, of course, he would not step down because he had the full support of the president. And now Acosta has officially resigned. Now, it's important to note here that Acosta can't be the only domino that falls from this entire controversy. There's other reporting, specifically from the Daily Beast, reporting how Acosta said previously before that he was pressured into giving him the sweetheart deal of a lifetime because Epstein was, quote, tied to intelligence. This is, of course, only according to the Daily Beast, but it wouldn't surprise me if he is some scapegoat here, in my opinion, but still, the majority of the responsibility was still in his hands to give Jeffrey Epstein virtually a slap on the wrist from federal charges that he should have faced a severe penalty and jail time because of. He didn't, mainly because of Acosta, who did resign today. And that's a very important fact here, as well as the fact that Epstein is not only connected to the Clintons, but also the royal family, the British royal family, specifically UK's Prince Andrew, who is also severely involved in these entire controversies that are unfolding now. And the details here are very disturbing. We're also finding out today that Epstein had his, quote, own lodge at a prestigious art camp for children, where, by the way, a mother is saying that he tried to groom her 13-year-old girl at. There's other details coming out with more than a dozen, allegedly, new women coming forward saying that they were abused by Jeffrey Epstein. And there's going to be countless numbers of more, since some estimate that hundreds of victims are involved in this entire criminal enterprise. We're also finding out other disturbing details of how Jeffrey Epstein had a mysterious safe made out of steel in a room that nobody could have entered on, of course, his private Caribbean island, according to, of course, ex-employees. Also coming out saying that young women were shipped in from St. Thomas onto that private island, and that groundskeepers had strict orders never to catch sight of Epstein. Again, everything is shrouded here in so much secrecy. A lot of people are pointing blame on, of course, Donald Trump who did have a connection to Jeffrey Epstein, who Jeffrey Epstein had many ways of contacting Trump, even according to his black book. But it's important to understand here, Donald Trump complied with lawyers against Jeffrey Epstein, and according to the New York Post, even barred Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, according to some accounts, because of a sexual assault on the staff members there, where Trump allegedly banned Epstein because of an assault on a girl. And if that happened, and if Trump personally got involved here, he should have got law enforcement involved here and not just banned him from his private resort, but called the cops on him. Trump, of course, called him a terrific guy before. This, of course, was a long time ago. He recently said that he's not a fan of his and that he also feels sorry for his labor secretary. Again, Trump's not doing himself any favors with these kind of statements, but the facts do here speak for themselves. And in my opinion, if Trump knew that there was a sexual assault that happened at his resort because of this monster, Trump also said related comments about Epstein liking young women. And if that's the case, Trump should have intervened legally in this matter. But again, that is just my own opinion. He, of course, tweeted today that this was all Acosta's doing with his resignation, saying that Acosta felt the latest revelations were bad for the administration and that he, quote, graciously tendered his resignation. Now, in related news, another top powerful individual that was protected by a major music industry also finally felt the true repercussions of his actions, and this, of course, is R. Kelly, that was just arrested and charged with federal charges by the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Northern District of Illinois, on top of already the state charges he faces, this being, of course, the third time this year that he was indicted, facing a total now of over 30 charges. And the charges here are very serious. Indicted on federal kidnapping, racketeering, child sex-related charges in New York City, separate new charges also filed in Chicago, and the charges keep toppling up. Allegations that he was not allowing women and girls to leave their room without receiving permission from him, requiring women and girls to need permission to go eat or go use the restroom, being charged with recruiting women and underage girls at concerts, and finally, not only him, but his criminal enterprise and gang of thugs that were a part of this criminal enterprise also were charged in some of the indictments. And I have to say, finally, Dave Chappelle tried to warn everyone years ago that, of course, R. Kelly had very serious, disturbing mental health problems that resulted in his gross mistreatment of underage women. And that's an understatement. There was a whole documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, that talked about the incredible level of depraved acts by R. Kelly, which were allowed to continue because he was a powerful music celebritard. So in total, 10 charges for abuse against 4 women, 3 of them being minors, 11 charges for sexual assault and abuse against 1 woman who was a minor, 13 new charges for federal crimes, including underage illicit photos and enticing a minor. This is just like the Jeffrey Epstein case, is just the beginning, something that we will be following very closely and reporting here on this independent media organization, which cryptocurrencies have been an integral part in keeping free and independent. This is why, in the beginning of this video, we talked about the Brave browser. You getting cryptocurrencies, we get a small portion of that to allow us to sustain ourselves. And Donald Trump decided just last night to send out this message on his personal Twitter account about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Let me read this for you right now, saying, quote, "I am not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated cryptos assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activities going on. Similarly, Facebook Libra's virtual currency will have little standing or dependability. If Facebook and other companies want to become a bank, they must seek a new banking charter and become subject to all banking regulations, just like other banks, both national and international. We have only one real currency in the USA, and it is stronger than ever, both dependable and reliable. reliable. It is by far the most dominant currency anywhere in the world and will always stay that way. It's called the United States dollar. And of course, my official response to this, and I think people should notify Donald Trump of this, is that actual fiat US dollars are used for for more criminal activity than cryptocurrency. If we're going to ban something on the use of criminal activity, we're going to have to ban forks for making people fat and fiat dollars, since people do bad illicit things with fiat dollars. Again, there's a lot of misguided hooey in Trump's statements, especially perpetrating the war on drugs, which is an absolute failure. But again, a lot of these statements, they're not just misguided, they're absolutely idiotic. Look what's happening with the U.S. economy. Look at the federal spending. Look at the U.S. dollar, the U.S. economy, and how much in debt the U.S. government is. I mean, just yesterday, we found out that the U.S. government is posting an $8 billion deficit in June. Just today, we got news from U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin that the U.S. government could run out of cash and default on its debt in just 8 weeks. How is that dependable and reliable? Donald Trump himself, by the way, in 2011 said, quote, "The Fed's reckless policies of low interest and flooding the market with dollars needs to be stopped, or we will face record inflation." What other people are saying makes more sense in response to Donald Trump, but of course this user saying, quote, "You literally just described the Federal Reserve," responding to, of course, the initial Bitcoin Donald Trump tweets. Other responses that I wanted to highlight are here from Mike Cernovich that said, quote, "This is a major mistake on your part and shows a lack of vision." Other people said, quote, "You're not a fan of something you know nothing about." That's funny. And I have to side with a lot of the criticism that Donald Trump is receiving here. Donald Trump totally missed the mark on this one and showed everyone how clueless he is, while calling for more big government, more control, more regulations, more policies of socialistic tendencies based on the illogical war on drugs, which is stupid. That was stupid, Donald Trump. But some are seeing this as a good move, as we are seeing a crypto rally around Trump's latest comments. Other people deciding to see the positive aspect of all of this, including how more people are going to be talking about cryptocurrencies now. And it's important to understand here, one of the biggest pushers of cryptocurrencies that made it as prominent, as popular, as usable as it is right now is actually U.S. politician Chuck Schumer, who is trying to, of course, not only regulate, but shut down cryptocurrencies. And Chuck Schumer, in 2011, literally on national television, explained to the world what Bitcoin is, what cryptocurrencies are, how anyone could use a VPN, go to the Silk Road, and purchase any drug that they wanted, which of course was directly correlated to an absolute spike in people using it. Again, the war on drugs is an absolute failure. What Chuck Schumer and what people are arguing Donald Trump is doing is inadvertently actually helping push the illicit use of drugs. And again, the war on drugs does the opposite of harm reduction. And as we see from countless numbers of stories, only imprisons innocent people, degrades society, creates more harm, creates more users, creates more corruption by the state, and a disastrous situation where the more the U.S. government fights this war on drugs, the more the problems they create from it. So, leaving this back to you, what do you think? What do you think about Trump's latest comments? Do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? Do you like crypto? Do you not like crypto? What will be the longer effects of this? Well, time will only tell, but we, of course, will be keeping a close eye on it every single day, providing you a new video with the latest breaking news. Why? Because of you sharing this video, beating the algorithm that, of course, is downranking us, and making sure that we don't get recommended to everyone. The only reason people see our videos is because of you taking action, getting involved, and getting this information out there. And this is why I love you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.